Opportunities have really put a lot of things in perspective. More specifically, it puts how special it is to be a Spartan, to be in this spotlight, not just on the court but off the court. When you go to places off the court, people look at you, like as a Spartan, and they take a lot of, Spartan fans take a lot of pride, of you being on their team. And every day I go to bed, thankful that I'm in the spot that I am right now. I feel like that's something that I could, do a better job at, is to, really be thankful for all the opportunities. As much as, times may be hard here or things might not go my way, I have to realize that, things could be a lot worse, but I'm in an amazing spot with amazing coaches and amazing teammates and amazing friends and amazing supporters, and I'm thankful for every single one of them.
Okay, I appreciate it. If you had to go back to last year, give yourself some piece of advice, what would that be? What were you prepared for, and maybe what weren't you prepared for? Catch you off guard.
Yeah. If I could go back, I've actually thought about this a lot. If I could go back and give myself just one piece of advice, I would say, know what you're capable of. Don't have unrealistic expectations of, doing this, being this, but always keep working. Always just focus on what you could do better. Are you going to have a good day? Because at the end of the day, you are in control if you have a good day or a bad day. There was a lot of times last year that I would have considered having a bad day, being like the end and, stressing out about it. And this year, I'm really more focused on, mental strength. If I had a bad day, oh well, it's in the past. I'm just going to focus on having a great day tomorrow. Another thing is to be in the weight room a lot more. If I go back and tell myself, I would tell myself, get in that freaking weight room a lot more. And over the summer, that's exactly what I did.
Obviously, I'm sure the season didn't go how you envisioned it, like your ultimate goals, and especially the end, with the role kind of being reduced. I guess, how do you, how much motivation comes from that? I know you talked about it a little bit, but to change that and this year be, like anybody, want to play more, score more, rebound more, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I can confidently say that this year, or like this summer, right after the tournament ended, I have never felt more overwhelmed with motivation to get better at every aspect of my game that I can. Whether that be getting faster, whether it be getting stronger, work on my offensive game, work on my defensive game, just everything in general. Like I mentioned before, I went straight to my notebooks and written down everything that I personally thought I needed to get better at, what other people saying I needed to get better at, what my coaches saying I need to get better at. I wrote it down all in my journal, and through the summer, I posted it on my wall saying, this is what I have to do better at. This is what they're saying about me. And by the time I get back, I'm gonna flip the script, change the narrative. And the mission hasn't changed. And to this day, I'm still working on still getting stronger, getting more reps in the weight room, trying to become better as a defensive player. Still always work on my offensive craft, and also try to be a team player. Try to be more in tune with these guys. Try to be a good role model for the young guys, but also try to be a reliable person for those older players.
Is there a welcome to college moment? It seems like a lot of people have them, but like where it's like, oh yeah, this is
Yep.
It's coming, but
Yeah.
It's not high school.
I mean, I remember there was a lot of moments last year that I during my freshman year where I was just like, man, this is it. Like, I'm officially at college. One of them was when Izzo yelled at practice for the first time that I experienced. I was like, oh man, this is it. But I mean, I would just say the whole year in itself was a moment, just being like, you're not the top ranks anymore. Rankings in high school don't mean crap anymore, and it's just time to start from the bottom of the barrel and work yourself up. And I feel like that in itself is the journey, right? That's the beauty of the journey, is how hard are you willing to work, how far are you going to get sent back to the bottom, and are you going to work your way back to the top? I feel like that's the beautiful part about it, and that's where I'm at right now.
Is yelling at you still phase you?
I would say, Izzo's going to yell here and there. I mean, that's just what makes him a great coach. Now, not being so intimidated, just as a freshman, you kind of know what to expect, and if he yells at you, that means you did something stupid, And so, my whole motto is don't be stupid.
Are you still on social media?
Not as much anymore. I'm trying to, once the kind of season takes off, I'm trying to distance myself from it.
What kind of the physical transformation would you show up at weight wise, and what do you now, and I guess how did that whole process work of doing what you're doing, and more time in the weight room, all that?
Yeah. So by the time the season ended, I was around like 240. I would say with more like baby fat, more. But during the summer, I remember like I changed my whole diet up, from scratch. Eating lots of rice, veggies, meat, chicken, and staying in the weight room. I lifted every day, besides Sundays, and that's just something with me. But like, Monday, Saturday, just try to get a lift in. Lower body, upper body. Just try to look more of a player. And when I came back, I was around 235 to 234. It's actually a huge difference in my mind, because when I look at myself in the mirror, I have more tone, I have more like definition than I did, when the season ended. I feel like when the season ended, I had a lot more baby fat, and even though I had muscle, I still had a lot of that, baby fat, and that's the thing that I felt like went away over the summer, and that comes with the diet, with the everyday lifting, everyday workouts, and that's something that I'm happy to see go.
So not really much change in your weight, just how you're carrying it, and what it's more muscle, less fat, and not a big overall change.
I mean, like on the court, when I run, I feel completely different. When I lift, I feel completely different. Over the summer, I mean, it doesn't sound like much, changing your diet and lifting more, but it was it wasn't easy to get my mindset in the it wasn't easy to change all those things overnight. But I remember, like I mentioned before, all the motivation that came from what everyone was saying about me. It really fueled that fire to be like, okay, I'll make sure I have a great diet. I'll make sure I'll lift almost every day, and when I come back, I'm gonna look like a completely different person.
What's the outlook? Obviously you guys got a lot of, very talented team. Like playing wise, like five, and do you think you're going to get some chance at the four as well? But with Body and some of the new guys, and Malik's versatility and kind of all that.
Yeah. So far, like during the summer and during practices, I've been doing my usual reps of the five, but I've also been learning the four quite a bit, and I've been, trying to embrace that role. My shooting has been, really good so far. I'm, continuously working on my shot every day, because I know that opportunity is going to come. But I feel like I'm getting more and more confident playing the four. And I'm always, trying to perfect my post craft at the five. So I feel like the chance of playing 4 and 5 is definitely going to be there.
So getting to the 4, it's just more, you know what you're doing in the post is establishing being a stretch guy, kind of, and being able to knock down the outside shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with the weight changes and so forth, are you noticing that with your feet defensively? Is that improving? Is that an area that you set out to improve also?
Yes. One of the, if not the biggest thing that I, put down on my wall was I want to be a reliable defensive player for this team, whether it be at the 4, whether it be at the 5, and switching on my diet and, getting those, in the weight room, working on my feet. I feel like I've become a much better defensive player than when I left here after the season. And I continuously, I try to, improve on being a better defensive player every day. I feel like that's going to be one of my, it's going to be something that I have to do. That's going to make me a reliable player. And I'm confident on where my defensive progress has been going. Thank you.
Sophomore.